Hey, you're not planning to come home for Christmas, right? I just wanted to check. It's right around the corner, and I want to make sure there's no question about scheduling. Uh-huh. I was planning on coming back on the 23rd, but did you guys have something planned? I can come another time if that's better for everyone else. We want to spend Christmas with just the family. And by just the family, we mean me, your dad, and Katie. We'd rather have you not be here. You'll kinda just be in everyone's way. Wait, what are you talking about? I'm part of the family too! Katie is our only daughter. You really love Katie, don't you? But it would be nice if you could pay a little more attention to me too. It's kinda weird that you're outright ostracizing me. Well, Katie is more beautiful and talented, so it can't be helped. What else can we do? You'd act the same way too if you were in our shoes. It's always been like that since forever. You should know that I'm trying my best too. That should count for something. What? You've been putting in effort. Sorry, I had no idea. I wish you made more of an effort to make it a little more obvious. Come on, cut me some slack. I mean, I am your daughter. Maya, I don't need a stupid child. If you had something that you were particularly good at, ideally better at than Katie, then maybe I would love you. Katie is better than you at most things, so naturally we love her. I remember you always compared me to my sister inside for that reason. As far back as I can remember, you've always compared me unfavorably to Katie. Comparing you and Katie is just ridiculous. It's like comparing a gecko and a cockroach. Whatever you say. They're both equally disgusting, though. Geckos are different from you. They protect the house. Just like Katie. Mom, I'm sure Katie wouldn't be too happy to hear you called her a gecko. See, this is why we don't want you visiting this year. You're always trying to cop some kind of attitude. You were fine with me visiting until now. Well, you live in New York. I kept hoping you'd bring some decent gifts from the city, but your taste is terrible. Tell that to the millions of New Yorkers who love the snacks I brought last year. I don't want something so trivial. I want something like a brand name bag. I can't be seen carrying knockoffs. There are stores for that too where you live, right? Why do I have to buy it myself? I don't have that kind of money. You could always save up. How am I supposed to do that when you only send $1,000 a month? You can't buy anything with that kind of money. You're also getting Social Security, so that should be enough, right? It's called being smart with your money. What are you talking about? After all, I've taken care of you until now. You should be giving me more. It's called being grateful to your parents for raising you. I understand that, but I can't afford to give you any more money. Maya, you don't earn very much, do you? Katie has to be earning way more than you do. Hey, I work hard too. But if you're not producing any results, then it's pointless, right? You can run as fast as you can, but if you're on a treadmill... Wait, so how much does Katie really make? Many times more than you do. And on top of that, she's also way more beautiful. She'll definitely marry a rich and handsome man, too. So her future overall is way more promising than yours. Mom, it's bad form to rely on your children's money so much. Who do you think has been taking care of the both of you until now? Your dad and I can't keep this up forever, you know. There comes a point in everyone's life when it's time to give back. Mom, I'm grateful for what you've done for me. But your way of thinking is terrible. Say what you want. If you're not going to give me more money or buy me the kind of Christmas present that I want, then don't even think of coming back. My name is Maya, and I'm 29 years old. I only visit my parents once a year these days. The reason for this is that my parents have a somewhat not-so-normal attitude towards me. Since childhood, my parents have always favored my older sister, Katie, who is smart and beautiful. I was always second. I left home as soon as I could because I couldn't stand to be in this situation. Luckily, my sister has always cared for me and treated me kindly. We're still on good terms and frequently keep in touch. I am providing financial support to my parents because they always say that if I don't pay them back for what they have done for me, they will barge into my workplace and cause a scene. I will never forget the fit they threw when I first started working because I was late sending them their monthly allowance. Ever since then, I began to fear for my job and never stopped sending them money. And I'm still doing so now. Honestly, I want to stop and don't want to see them anymore. But I still have the desire to see my sister, who still lives at home. So, as much as I hate seeing my parents, I still decided to go home for the holidays. But I never expected what would happen next. Dad, can I come home for Christmas to at least say hello?
Didn't your mother tell you not to bother?
Yeah, but...
I feel the same. You're not part of the family, so we don't need you here. You'd just be a bother.
Don't say that, Dad.
I have no interest in you visiting us. Katie is the only daughter we need.
Dad, I also wanted to be loved. I am your daughter, aren't I?
You're not a child anymore, so stop being selfish. Always thinking about yourself.
Hey, when have you ever done anything for me?
Maya, I raised you. So be thankful. What more can you ask from us?
You may think it's not much. But by the way, I'm also sending you money every month. So I deserve even a little bit of attention, I think.
It's not becoming of you to try and hold that money over our heads. If you hate it that much, you can always stop.
Oh my goodness. Do you really feel that way?
We have Katie, so we don't need any of your help. Don't ever come near the house again. And don't even think about seeing Katie ever again either.
Why do you have to bring her into this?
I'm saying that you don't have to keep sending us money if you don't want to. But of course, if you do stop, then some severance pays in order to hold us over until we find us another way to get some cash flow. Let's say $30,000.
You're obsessed with money. It's always been that way. The value you place on anything is always about how much it costs or how much it can sell for.
You can say what you want. You can either pay it off in one lump sum or keep making payments as you've been for so long.
If that's how it is, then I don't think of you as my family anymore.
I don't care. We've never really thought of you as real family in the first place. So really, nothing will change and there's nothing to discuss.
I'm also going to stop paying off your car for you, by the way.
What are you talking about? Katie is paying that off. Now go back to sleep and stop talking nonsense. We're not able to pay our mortgage payment for some reason. Can't you do anything about that? I don't want to be penalized for a late payment, especially if it's something out of our control.
Who is this?
What are you talking about? It's your parents.
Actually, I don't have any parents. How did you get this number?
Stop saying such silly things.
I thought we agreed we weren't family anymore. In fact, you said you never thought of me as your daughter in the first place.
That's not important now. Stop trying to change the subject.
What subject should we be talking about?
We can't contact Katie about the mortgage. Do you know anything about this? You have to know something.
I don't know why you need to contact Katie. I'm the one who is paying it, after all.
What? You're kidding, right?
Oh, so you really didn't know.
What are you talking about?
Katie quit her job 3 months ago.
Never heard anything about this.
She used to work for a pretty reputable company, but she couldn't continue because her boss kept making passes at her and HR wouldn't do anything, so she just quit.
But she told us she just didn't have to go to the office anymore. You know how remote work is becoming more common. So I didn't think much of it.
She couldn't tell you the truth because your expectations of her were way too high. And we all know she's not that assertive. So to avoid any confrontation or conflict, she felt she had no other choice but to start flat out lying. But of course she felt really guilty about it.
So if she quit her job, then how has she been managing to keep giving us money all this time?
She's been juggling several gig-type jobs remotely, so she has some income. Apparently enough to send to you. But it's way lower than when she was working at her old job.
I had no idea. The amount of money she gave us didn't change, so there's no way we could have known.
She was using up all her savings to make sure you wouldn't notice. She would rather sacrifice what she has than have to deal with disappointing you.
Maya, how do you know all this?
She told me last month. She said she couldn't pay the mortgage anymore and asked me for help after quitting her job.
So you paid this month's mortgage, not Katie.
Hey, don't go and start getting the wrong idea. I did it to help my sister, not for you guys. She was having such a hard time trying to make you both happy.
But there's no way you can afford our mortgage.
Your dad's right. So does that mean you're in debt? No, of course not. I paid for it in cash, using money that I saved up.
So you're telling me that you earn more than $2,000 a month?
Yes, quite a bit more. But still, paying your mortgage on my own rent was stretching me pretty thin.
But how? How were you able to come up with that much money? What kind of work do you do?
I never planned on telling you, but I might as well, now that we're on the subject. I run my own company.
You're being delusional. There's no way that you can be running your own company. I know that you've always wanted your dad and me to pay more attention to you, but lying to us is not the way to get that to happen.
But I'm not lying. My company's doing all right. Things aren't going great, but they're not going that bad either, so I have a little extra money. Enough to get by paying for the whole family for the time being.
Wow, you must be serious. Maya, I knew it. You are our wonderful child after all. We are so proud of you. Now we don't have to keep on depending on Katie only. We can turn to you for support as well. This is wonderful.
What are you talking about? We already made it clear to each other that we are strangers, right?
Maya, let's let bygones be bygones. And let's look forward to a future where we are all reunited. Hey, I know. Why don't we move in with you? What do you think? That's a great idea.
Don't get ahead of yourself. I paid your mortgage for a bit as my way of repaying you. But I've had it now. Katie and I are cutting ties with you completely from now on. You'll be completely on your own, and Katie and I will take care of each other. That way you'll never have to deal with me always disappointing you as your non-favorite daughter. It's a win-win, right?
Wait a minute. Not just you, but Katie too. Why does it have to go that far?
It doesn't matter. Katie completely agreed to my plan. She's already moved out. That's why you can't get in touch with her.
What? No way! Really? Katie's room is empty. I thought she'd just gone out with some friends and hadn't come back yet. No. Why did she leave? It's impossible. This has got to be some kind of practical joke. Maya, you're really out of line for this one.
If anyone's being out of line, it's you two. It's really low of you to take advantage of your children like you have been. You both should be ashamed of yourself.
What's wrong with what we've been doing? It's every child's duty to support their parents when they grow up. You should know that.
Do you know how much Katie has suffered because of that? I was able to leave on my own, and you made it really easy for me to do that. Katie, on the other hand, not so much.
But where did Katie go? She can't move anywhere without any money.
She's at my house now, and I was the one who lent her the money. She can take all the time she wants to pay it back. How could she just leave without telling us? After all we've done for her. She finally came to her senses after she realized you were taking advantage of her. Even Katie has her limit, and you pushed her to it. Now you've lost her as a daughter. But now our only source of income has disappeared. What are we gonna do? You're the one who caused all of this, aren't you? You started to introduce these thoughts into Katie's head. And now look at us. You see, that's what I really dislike about you two. You only care about money. I've always known you didn't care about me. But you don't even really care about Katie either. And she's even your favorite daughter. How do you even sleep at night?
Money is everything in this world. We need money to live.
Even if that's the case, it's wrong to ignore her suffering and be completely dependent on her. You can't just step all over everyone around you just to get what you want.
What's wrong with that? It's a child's duty to pay back their parents.
Wow. You really have no remorse. If you showed some, I was actually considering continuing to cover your monthly mortgage payment. But after hearing what you said right now, that choice is completely out the window now.
What? Wait! Maya! All of that was a lie. Come on! Have a sense of humor.
You know your father. He just loves making jokes. Always joking around! You have a stunning ability to flip-flop in an instant. You really have no backbone, do you? Sorry, I can't flip-flop as quickly as you two. I stand by my choice. Please! We need the money! We're begging you!
What will happen to our lives if neither of you are supporting us?
Don't you have a retirement fund? It should be enough, right? It's not enough at all! Of course it is. Add that to your social security and you should be more than okay. You just have to stop being so extravagant. You can't buy luxurious purses, but at least you can feed yourselves and have a roof over your head.
It's too late for that now.
I bet if you guys stopped going to the casinos all the time and going out to fancy dinners, you could live pretty comfortably. Wait, how do you know all that? We never told you we do those things in our free time. I heard it from Katie, of course.
Well, if you know how we live our lives, then you should know that we need the money to support it.
I have nothing to give you two leeches anymore. What a horrible thing to say! You're the ones who called me a cockroach. But there are no excuses. I have no intention of being involved with you for the rest of my life.
Wait.
What is it now?
I'll change my ways and make an effort to stop. I'll go to the hospital and get help.
I don't really care what you do, as long as it doesn't involve me.
I really do feel sorry. Please, help us.
We promise. We'll be better parents. Please! Afterwards, our parents kept trying to contact us, so my sister and I blocked them and cut off contact completely. With a car loan and a mortgage to cover, though, they were both forced to start working. They are constantly stressed and argue every day, and have continued to gamble and drink, despite not having enough money. As a result, their debts have piled up and they are being contacted by debt collectors, or so I've heard. I don't want to imagine how they are doing now, and when I try to think about it, it's kind of sad. On the other hand, my sister and I still live together. She has been job hunting and she's got a pretty promising interview lined up with a company that truly cares about their employees.
Hi, Mother. How are you? I wanted to thank you for making our wedding day so special. It meant a lot to Keith and I. We are thrilled that everything went exactly as we had hoped. Everyone had a great time and we're so relieved.
You're welcome, Jessica.
Your speech at the end was especially touching. Thank you for doing that for us.
I wish my husband were here to do that. Keith's father would have been so proud to give a speech at his son's wedding, but unfortunately he passed away a few years ago.
My parents were touched by your kind words and wanted me to pass along their thanks. Thank you again for everything, Mother.
Jessica, if I may say so, I couldn't help but notice that the wedding was quite simple.
I know, but that was precisely the kind of ceremony we wanted. We like to keep things simple, modest, and, not too flashy. Keith and I prefer to keep things simple and modest without being flashy. We only invited close friends and immediate family to keep the wedding intimate and comfortable. Anything bigger would have made us feel uneasy, and we wouldn't have been able to enjoy it.
Well, I suppose you're right. It was best to avoid being the center of attention in your case. Keeping it simple was a wise choice.
You are absolutely right, Mother. I would be far from comfortable in a situation like that. Honestly, I wouldn't even want to wear a wedding dress if it was up to me. The thought of it made me feel awkward and uneasy.
But you went ahead and wore the wedding gown anyway. What changed your mind?
I decided to wear one because my nanny pleaded with me to wear one. I love her to death and didn't want to let her down. Keith was chuckling when I told him I was only wearing the dress to make my grandma happy. Although I'm not a typical girl who fantasizes about wearing an extravagant wedding gown, I did marry my Prince Charming. I made some changes to the dress design to match my style and feel more at ease. My friends thought the dress's simplicity was a nice change and looked great on me.
Yes, anything fancy won't look good on you. I don't mean to be rude, but a fancy gown would have looked ridiculous on you. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
No offense taken, Mother. I completely agree with you. Seeing my friends and family enjoy our wedding with us was all that mattered to me. I couldn't be happier.
I must admit, I was surprised to learn that Keith is marrying you. Given how handsome he is, I always thought he'd end up with someone who was more attractive.
Yes, I know. He must have inherited his good looks from his mother. I suppose he could have chosen someone far more attractive if he wanted to. I honestly didn't see it coming either, Mother. My friends were happy for me and a bit envious in a positive way. I'm so fortunate.
He had always dated pretty girls. He once dated a girl who was the homecoming queen at his high school. She was a doll, and they looked so perfect together. I wonder where she is now. I'm sure I still have a photo of her with Keith.
Wow, a homecoming queen? She must have been gorgeous. I wonder what he'd been like in high school. He must have been popular with girls, given his good looks and kind nature.
Do you think my son is attracted to you for your excessively positive attitude?
You may be right. He tells me he feels more energetic around me and that I'm uplifting. We're highly compatible and genuinely enjoy each other's company.
I don't think the word compatible is the best choice of word here. Anyway, I'll tell you what. Our family is planning a gathering with relatives next month, and it would be great if you joined us with Keith. Would you be interested?
Oh, that sounds fun. May I ask what the occasion is?
We are celebrating the 100th birthday of the family member who happened to be the older sister of Keith's grandfather.
I had the privilege of meeting his grandfather on our wedding day. He was dashing and a charming gentleman. It was kind of him to come to our wedding.
There are 8 brothers and sisters, and the sister turning 100 is the oldest of the siblings.
What about Keith's grandfather?
He is the youngest of the group, so they have a considerable age gap.
I see. I wonder what it's like to live to 100 years old. I'd love to learn the secret of her longevity. I imagine she must have taken excellent care of her mental and physical health throughout the years.
We are renting out the entire hotel reception area as the venue for her birthday celebration.
Wow, that sounds fantastic. I'm sure the sister will be thrilled to see all her relatives coming together to celebrate her birthday at a venue like that.
This will be an excellent opportunity for you to meet everyone, especially since many relatives could not attend the wedding. It's a perfect opportunity for you to introduce yourself to them.
Thank you, Mother. I like that. Let me talk to Keith about it and see what he thinks. bit uncertain about attending this close family gathering, though. Is it really okay for me to be there?
No need to worry, Jessica. I will talk to the person who is organizing the event. There is no reason for them to say no. Everyone knows my son recently married. I bet they would love to meet you.
Okay. It's very kind of you to include me in a special family event like this. It makes me feel part of a family, and I'm excited to get to know everyone. Thank you, Mother.
I'm glad to hear you feel that way, Jessica. Don't you worry about a thing. Just leave it up to me. I hope you get to know them really well. I can't wait to introduce you to everyone. It'll be a pleasant surprise. Hi, Jessica. Did you enjoy the party? You seemed a bit nervous at the party.
Good morning, Mother. I was nervous at first, but it turned out to be a great experience. I must admit that I was surprised to find out how good-looking everyone in the family was.
I had the same reaction when I first married Keith's father. I was shocked to see how gorgeous everyone was.
My pulse even went up a notch as I was surrounded by such a good-looking group. I almost felt as though I shouldn't be here.
I know exactly what you mean. Being around my attractive relatives would make you stand out in an interesting way. Don't you agree?
I'm pretty sure everyone was curious about me.
Poor thing. You must have lost your self-confidence. Did you feel isolated and miserable? I wouldn't blame you if you did. It's completely normal to feel discouraged sometimes. It's okay to admit if you're feeling that way. We all have our comfort zones. Did it make you regret marrying Keith?
I must confess that the situation made me feel a bit awkward at first, but I was far from feeling isolated.
Really? Please don't feel like you have to hide your true feelings from me.
No, Mother, I'm not. Everyone was quite friendly and nice to me, and we got along just fine. We were on a first-name basis and had a pleasant conversation throughout. Keith and I went out for drinks with some younger relatives after the party. We had a great time and ended up staying at the bar until dawn. I must confess that Keith and I are having a severe hangover this morning.
Have you already made friends with my relatives? How did that happen so quickly?
Yes, I exchanged numbers with many of them. They also added me to the WhatsApp group of younger relatives. I'm so glad I took your advice and went. Keith was delighted that I met and made friends with his cousins. I can't thank you enough, Mother.
Don't you dare thank me! You got this all wrong!
Excuse me?
What are you doing? You're not supposed to be friends with them!
Huh? I'm confused. Is there something wrong, Mother? Are you all right?
You don't belong in our family! Don't you get it? You're not pretty enough to fit in with a good-looking family like us. I would ask for divorce if I were you. Instead of feeling humiliated, you became friends with my relatives. It's okay to have high self-esteem, but you're embarrassing yourself, Jessica. Do I have to spell it out for you? You are embarrassing Keith, too. He probably doesn't have the heart to say it, but you're making him feel ashamed around his relatives. Don't you see it?
Are you trying to tell me I'm ugly and have no place in your family because I lack physical appearance?
Yes, that's right. I'm glad you're finally coming to terms with the situation. Why Keith had married someone so plain-looking as you is beyond me. I don't know what's gotten into him. I want you out of his life. Tell me, Jessica, how did you do it?
Do what?
How did you manipulate my son into marrying you? Who do you think you are? You're too ugly for Keith. He deserves a pretty girl for his wife. Do you have something on him? You'd better not be blackmailing him.
I am sorry to hear that you feel that way. I assure you that I've not manipulated anyone into marriage. Keith and I love each other and chose to marry based on mutual respect and affection. Regardless of what you think, Keith finds me attractive as a person. Besides, I'm not experienced enough to know how to manipulate men.
I don't believe you. Why on earth would he want to marry you then? I don't understand why my son would choose someone like you. He must have been delusional if he wasn't forced into it. This is horrific. How did you coerce him into marrying you?
I don't appreciate your false accusations, Mother.
There is no way I accept you as my daughter-in-law. I simply do not tolerate this.
I see. You've made yourself loud and clear. Now I understand how you really feel about me. I had a feeling you didn't like me much, given that you kept your distance from me and the sarcastic remarks you made toward me. I'm glad at least it came out in the open.
I almost had a heart attack when I saw you for the first time on the wedding day. I was shocked, to say the least. I was worried about my son's mental well-being, or perhaps he was having trouble with his eyesight.
Keith chose me based on my personality rather than my appearance. He is the kind of person who values one's character over physical looks. I'm very grateful that he's not superficial like you. Mother, I'm not denying that I'm not pretty. I know, but you don't need to keep reminding me. It isn't nice.
If you see that, then why aren't you divorcing him? You are not making sense. You just admitted that you're ugly.
It might be hard for you to believe this, but we're happy together. You can't just force your bias on other people. You need to respect Keith's point of view. Keith's relatives mentioned that he's looking much better than when he was single.
He only appears that way because he just got married and feels elated at the moment. It'll pass. It's only temporary, Jessica. It won't last. Pretty soon he'll realize what a big mistake he's made. Marrying such an ugly girl like you. Poor Keith. If I'd only known about this, I could have stopped it before he went ahead with the marriage. He'll eventually come to his senses. In the meantime, I can only do so much if Keith insists on staying with you. Nonetheless, I will ensure that he's well taken care of. Jessica, I need you to promise me that you will take good care of him. I expect you to provide excellent housework. You must work extra hard to compensate for the lack of appearance.
I'm not very good at housework, to be honest. It's not my strongest skill.
What are you complaining about? Try to be helpful to him. It's the least you can do. It's not fair for Keith to be with someone like you. You must be a good wife and provide him with a comfortable home. That's the least you can do.
Okay, Mother. I'm not good around the house, but I'll try my best.
What do you think you're doing? Did you think you could fool me?
What do you mean, Mother? Is there something wrong?
You have some nerve to talk to me that way. Don't play dumb with me. I heard from Keith's cousins what you're up to. They said you're making Keith cook dinner at night.
This is getting better and better. What have I got myself into?
Have you forgotten what I have told you already? You were supposed to take good care of my son. You wouldn't be his wife if it weren't for my son's charity. You must work hard to provide a comfortable home and make up for him, but instead you make him cook dinner for you. How absurd. Who do you think you are?
We both work, so we share household duties. I can't be doing all the housework. It's too much for me to handle. And Keith is okay with that.
That's your job. You are responsible for the chores around the house. It's unfair for you to have Keith share the housework so that you can get lazy. I feel sorry for him. He deserves to be treated better. I want you out of his life right now. Keith must be tired from work, and cooking dinner is probably the last thing on his mind when he gets home. We all know that the wife is responsible for household chores. If you can't manage, you should become a stay-at-home wife so you have time to do everything.
Sorry to interrupt you, but Keith is the stay-at-home husband, and will be in serious trouble if I lose my job. Plus, I have no intention of quitting. I love my job.
He is what?
I said he's the one who stays home and takes care of things around the house, and I'm the breadwinner in our household. He's mostly responsible for things around the house, and I take care of the financial obligations. It's working out perfectly.
you insane? Why would I believe a lie like that? Keith works in sales at a foreign trading company. He has a great job.
Actually, the stress of being in the sales department caused him to become ill. He was constantly overwhelmed with work and was exhausted both mentally and physically. I'm not sure if you ever noticed, but he didn't have much appetite and was also losing weight. We both knew he needed a break before it got any worse. We talked about it, and he quit his job with my blessings after we tied the knot. He's been taking care of things around the house ever since. He's doing so much better. He's great around the house and enjoys it. I'm glad we made the right choice.
How come nobody told me about it? I'm his mother, for God's sake. Keith should have told me immediately. Why did he keep this secret from me?
He probably didn't want you to know.
Why wouldn't he want me to know?
Honestly, you can be pretty difficult to deal with. You're constantly making assumptions without trying to listen or understand what others have to say. He didn't tell you because he thought you wouldn't understand. He probably thought you'd say something like, "Be a man and handle it." Am I right? Your tendency to see things only from your perspective doesn't help.
Are you calling me a pain?
Yes, sort of. I hate to say it, but I don't think Keith trusts you. Since you never listen to what he has to say, he's given up on trying to make you understand, which is why he didn't want you to know. He is a patient guy, but you wear him out.
That's enough. Don't talk to me like you know my son more than me. I'm his mother. I know him far better than you do. Stop making assumptions about how he feels about me. You're making up lies to create tension and put a wedge between us.
Keith has told me stories about you, but I'm afraid they're not always pleasant.
What are you getting at?
He said you were a stay-at-home mom but lazy around the house and neglected many things. You never worked and liked to indulge in a lavish lifestyle to boost your ego with Dad's money. He said you're arrogant, mean, and lazy, and hated your constant complaining. As an only child, he felt pressure to fulfill your every whim and desire.
My son said that about me.
That's what he told me. I'm sorry to break this to you. I don't think he likes you much.
That's not true. Stop lying. Why are you making up stories like this? Do you think I believe that you are the breadwinner? Give me a break. You are too young and immature to be making good money. This is a joke. I don't tolerate lies.
Mother, I'm telling you the truth. I work in management for a major foreign company. I make enough money for both of us so Keith doesn't have to work.
But that's not a good reason for my son to be a stay-at-home husband.
Keith never liked working within an organization. He always felt suffocated and overwhelmed by his coworkers and demanding hours. He's not the type to excel in such an environment. He was struggling and wanted to get away for some time. He endured as long as possible to make a living, but the stress nearly caused a nervous breakdown. He once felt unable to move while on his way to work.
Oh, no. I had no idea he was going through something like that.
Yes, it was an awful time for him. He was under a lot of stress and was very weak when I first met him. I would listen to his problems at work, and that's how we started spending time together. We became close, and it was natural for us to get married. Since I make enough money and Keith isn't particularly good at work, we've decided that he will stay at home and handle the household chores.
Is that why he married you?
Of course, that's not why he married me, but he likes our lifestyle now. We're both happy, and it worked out the way it did. He is extremely good with his hands and wants to explore opportunities in the craft business. I'd be thrilled to see him turn his passion into a successful business, and I'm ready to support him in any way possible.
I can't believe you're in management at a foreign company.
Well, I don't mean to brag, but I excel at work. I enjoy what I do. That's part of why I got to know many of them.
Do you mean my relatives?
I had a chance to talk about what I do at the birthday party, and some relatives found it interesting and started asking me questions.
You are not just ugly, but a liar, too. I refuse to believe all this.
So you're still doubting me and judging me for how I look. You're so twisted in your thinking and refuse to see things beyond your bias. What's important here is that Keith is happy, but I guess you don't see it that way. That is too bad. I tried, but there is no sense in talking to you anymore. I'll talk to Keith about you. I hate being called ugly to my face whenever I speak to you. It makes me uncomfortable and it is disheartening. I don't deserve to be treated this way. Nobody does.
Is there anyone in their right mind around here? Why would Keith side with my homely daughter-in-law and blame his own mother?
I heard everyone gave you a hard time, and rightfully so. Just because you're my mother-in-law, it doesn't give you the right to make disrespectful comments toward me.
You haven't been in our family for very long, and you're already acting like the queen. Tell me, how did you manage to manipulate them? First it was Keith, and now my relatives. I have to hand it to you. You sure are good at deceiving people.
My people skills played a significant role in securing my management position at a major corporation.
I was told to beg for your forgiveness. Why on earth would I do that? I was merely pointing out that you were lucky to marry my son and must make it up to him.
I'm touched by how they stood up for me. Keith was very upset when I told him about what you said. I'm grateful they confronted you on my behalf. Mother, it is unacceptable to judge people based on their appearance and make disrespectful comments.
How come everyone is treating me this way? Have they forgotten how they cherished me when I married my husband? Everyone was delighted that the new addition to the family was as pretty as me.
I'll tell you why. That's because you might be pretty on the outside, but ugly inside. If all you have to offer is just a pretty face, people tend to get bored quickly.
Are you calling me ugly? Me? I've never been called ugly, let alone by an ugly person. You are my daughter-in-law. Don't you have any manners?
Have you ever noticed how people try to avoid ugly things? I may not be attractive, but I believe people appreciate me for my inner qualities, and that's why they want to get to know me. But in your case, Mother, you got yourself into this situation because your physical appearance alone was not enough to compensate for your ill nature. It shows how nasty your inner self really is. Your recent behavior has caused Keith to lose all confidence in you, which was quite embarrassing for him. He had hoped that you'd be happy for him finally. He wanted you to. He doesn't want to keep in touch with you anymore. I'm afraid you pushed too far. Don't expect him to visit you either for any time soon.
That sounds like he wants me out of his life, even though I'm his mother. Is he abandoning his family, especially now that I'm older?
He honestly doesn't want to have anything to do with you. It's a shame his mother is behaving in this manner, considering that the rest of his relatives are friendly and respectful of others. Why can't you be happy for your son, be supportive of his feelings, and prioritize his needs for a change?
Don't you dare talk down to me. I don't want to be looked down on by someone like you.
Do you honestly believe having a pretty face gives you the right to say whatever comes to your mind? You need to be responsible for what you say. You can't go around hurting people with your mean, ignorant remarks about people's physical appearance. It's rude and simply not acceptable.
You're nothing but a righteous, immature brat. Stop giving me a lecture.
Mother, I may be much younger, but I have more experience dealing with people. You should be ashamed of yourself that someone as young as I am is preaching to you like this. I hope that one day your inner beauty will match your outer beauty. As my mother-in-law's relatives stayed away from my mother-in-law, I grew closer to them. She was pretty upset about that and stopped contacting us altogether. She must have thought that if she stopped contacting us, we'd worry and try to reach out to her. But no one wanted to do that. My mother-in-law eventually wrote me a letter asking why no one seemed concerned about her, as she couldn't bear the situation any longer. She was left with no choice but to write a letter since nobody wanted to communicate with her through calls or chats. I saw Keith tear up her letter and threw it away in the trash. It shows just how much he resents her. I wish my mother-in-law would make amends with him so she can be part of his life again, but I must admit it may not happen anytime soon. We moved soon afterwards and stopped receiving her letters. My mother-in-law is no longer in the picture, but Keith and I are still as close as ever and happily living our lives together just as we wanted.
Hi, Mark. How are things going on your end? Have any luck finding a nice car yet?
No, I've been looking around at local car dealerships, but I haven't found anything yet. I'm still gonna keep trying, but didn't you mention you were looking at some listings online too? Did you see any cars that look decent?
I haven't had much luck either. They all seem to be outside of our price range so far. It doesn't help that money's been tight recently. We can't afford to get anything too expensive, considering we still have to send money to Kathy.
Yeah, that's true. We have to factor in college tuition plus her living expenses. All of that on top of getting a new car? I don't know. I wonder if we can really afford it right now.
But you've been wanting to get a new one for a while now, right?
Sure I do. Like I keep saying, ours is old and it has bad mileage. I think we'd save more money in the long run with a new car, and the sooner we buy, the more we save. Especially since gas prices are so ridiculous.
And you have to drive to work every day, which only makes it worse.
I know, but Kathy has just started college, so we won't get out of this hole for a while. We'll be paying out of our pocket for 4 years straight. So I would like to cut out extra costs wherever I can.
You're not wrong about that. We're sending $800 a month just to help pay for her housing. Obviously, if we can't manage to save money, we can't afford it.
Considering how much her rent is, that isn't even that bad. But over time, the money's going to keep adding up and up. Just as I thought, we might have to give up on buying that new car.
Buying a car is a pain, but that's just how things are. I think it'll be worth it in the end. It's like you were saying. In the long term, it'll be better for us if we got one sooner than later.
Yeah, I know, you're right.
We'll just have to look at it from that perspective. Nothing good comes from complaining about the price.
Right, you're right. Thanks for talking some sense into me. I've been waffling on this for so long, so it's a wonder how you still have so much patience with me. I appreciate how you're always helping me and Kathy out.
That's what family is for. Really, don't sweat it. Just looking out for you two.
I am happy to hear that, though. I would understand if you didn't want to involve yourself in our family affairs much. Kathy's your stepdaughter, but you've never hesitated to step up and help her out. You're the best.
Oh, I don't think what I'm doing is that big of a deal. Naturally, it would be a problem if your old car broke down and you were without a ride. Also, we've been married for so long, I can't help but think of Kathy as my own. Really, it's been over a decade. You don't need to fret about us not being blood related. It's a moot point.
That may be true, but I still want to thank you. You accepted both of us into your life. I'm sure that's why Kathy has grown so fond of you.
Hey, what's with you today? It's a little embarrassing to see you lay it on so thick with the compliments. A bit cringeworthy, too.
Hey, don't say that. Sure, it's sappy, but I'm happy with where I am in my life. That's why I thought it would be nice to express my appreciation every once in a while. Don't you agree?
Okay, I see your point. Thank you for saying all of that. Well then, come home safe from work, all right? Should we go out for dinner tonight?
Sounds good. Let's go out for Italian. It's been a while. By the way, I'll keep doing what I can to perform well at my job and provide for us three. This conversation got me feeling motivated. Like always, I'm glad we're in this together.
I'm glad to.
Monica, I called you earlier, but I guess you missed it. Good news, it looks like we can buy that car we were looking at before.
Really? That's great to hear.
I'll go check it out this weekend to make sure everything's in proper condition. Good thing the car dealership is close to our house.
That's a good call. Thanks.
Leave it to me. I think it should be fine, but I would prefer to see it for myself before finalizing the purchase. Oh, by the way, have you heard anything from Kathy recently?
You mean, has she talked to me? Not really. She hasn't contacted me in a while. What's wrong?
Nah, it's not that there's anything wrong. It's just that I haven't heard from her much these past few weeks. So I was wondering if you had.
Well, she is in her first year of college. She probably has all sorts of things going on, right? She's always kept her grades up in school, so I wouldn't be surprised if she was busy studying. Then there's hanging out with her friends.
Something tells me that there's more to it than that. Did you know that Kathy picked up a part-time job?
She did? No, I didn't hear about that. What kind of work is she doing?
I called her this afternoon to check up on her. We didn't talk for that long, but out of the blue, she told me she started working at a fast food joint. After that, she said goodbye and hung up on me.
Oh, is that right? It's a bit odd that she would hang up on you, but isn't it normal to get a job during college? I'm pretty sure most of her peers are working too.
I guess it's normal at her age. Maybe she wanted some pocket change.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable. I think it's fine. Wait, but if you already knew about her job, then what did you want to know about Kathy?
No, it's nothing important. Still, I have to ask. The money we're sending her is going through, right?
I don't have any reason to believe it wouldn't be. I mean, even though she's living in the dorms, we're still giving her $800 a month. It's not like she's attending a university in a big city either. Sounds like a comfortable life to me.
Right? If that's the case, then why did she suddenly get a job? I wonder, is she spending a lot of money?
That wasn't the case when she was still living at home. She's always been smart about her money. No matter how much something cost, she always worried about getting things for herself. Do you think it's a bad thing that she's working?
No, that's not what I mean. I'm not saying that she shouldn't do it if she wants to. I just can't get the idea out of my head that something might be going on with her. Wait, do you think maybe she fell in love with some creep and now he's extorting cash from her?
There's no way that happened. You've been watching too much TV. Young as she is, she has quite a backbone. She'd never let a man push her around. Don't worry, she's doing just fine.
But it seems like she's actually working several part-time jobs, not just one. You wouldn't be working that much if you weren't having money problems, would you?
I think you're worrying too much. Just because she has several sources of income doesn't mean she's struggling. She's a college student, so she needs to buy a lot of things. Textbooks, clothes, decorations, appliances, and so on. What's more, in this society, being a woman already costs more than being a man. You can never have enough makeup and self-care products, you know? That's just how things are. Nothing to be concerned about.
I'm still worried, though. Maybe I should ask about what she's doing with the money we're sending her.
Oh, stop that already. You're being overbearing. If you treat her like a kid forever, she'll resent you for it. Do you want that to happen?
You say that, but I don't know.
I understand where you're coming from. If you're that worried, how about this? I'll try talking to her about it as soon as I get the chance. Does that sound good?
Wait, really? You'd really do that for me?
Of course I would. I consider her my child too, you know. Besides, wouldn't it be awkward for a dad to talk to his daughter about beauty products? It's best for her to consult with a fellow woman on these matters. You'll just tell her to go cheaper without considering the quality. Then you'll start bickering, just like that.
Okay, I got it. You do raise a good point. Sorry to trouble you again, but I'll leave this in your hands. I already talked to her earlier today, so I might end up putting my foot in my mouth.
Don't worry, I'll handle it. So don't say anything unnecessary to Kathy that'll hurt her feelings. You wouldn't know what to do with yourself as a parent if she holds it against you, right?
I understand.
Well then, don't just sit there forever worrying. Hurry on home. I'll heat up some food and wait for you so we can eat together.
Roger that. Hey, Mom. Sorry for texting you out of the blue. I just wanted to ask you, do you want our car?
A car? What are you talking about? You're always so unpredictable. I can never guess what you're about to say next. It was the same when you announced that you were going to marry Monica. Can't you lead into these things better? Start with something more casual and easy to digest.
Oh, sorry about that. I'll keep that in mind for next time. Your car is already quite old, isn't it? Mine is old too, but compared to yours, it's fresh off the lot. If that sounds good to you, why don't you go take it for a test ride?
True, my car is barely holding itself together, but I'm not interested in taking your car. You'd be in a pickle if you didn't have one.
That's alright. We actually just bought a new car. So I was thinking about selling my old one, but I thought you might like to have it instead. I don't think I could sell it for a lot anyway. If you want it, I'm willing to just give it to you.
You just bought a new car. Do you even have the money for it?
It's fine. We have enough in our savings to justify it. Though we're still going to be tight on cash for a while. You don't need to worry about us.
Savings? There are other things you need to take care of before getting a car.
Things to take care of? Like what?
Boy, I have no idea what I'm going to do with you. Okay, that's it. I bit my tongue because of Kathy, but this is too much. I can't take it anymore. I'm going to give you a piece of my mind.
I don't understand. Why mention Kathy? We were just talking about a car. She has nothing to do with this conversation. Also, why are you suddenly so mad with me? Did I do something to upset you?
Nothing to do with this. I wouldn't bring her up if it wasn't relevant. Listen, if you have the money to buy a new car, couldn't you send Kathy some money? Between work and school, that poor kid has been struggling to make ends meet. It's hard to watch. And you still have the nerve to waste money on something so expensive. Your own daughter should come before a car.
Huh? But we're sending her $800 every month. Granted, she's not going to be living in the lap of luxury, but that's not a small amount of money. It's more than enough to live comfortably. If she spends it normally, then she shouldn't be running into financial troubles.
Huh? What in the world are you saying? Is that really the truth?
Yeah, of course it is. I wouldn't just leave my daughter to fend for herself. I mean, I know that she's working part-time. Isn't that just because she has things that she wants to save up for? Like shoes and makeup?
That can't be it. You don't honestly believe she would work so hard just to spend her cash so frivolously. My granddaughter's not that kind of person. If that was the case, then why would she be asking to borrow money from me?
Wait, what? She asked you for money? How much did she ask you for?
Since she started university, I've given her $300 per month. And it's been about half a year already. By now, I must have given her about $1,500 in total.
$1,500? You're giving her that much? I had no idea she made this arrangement with you. This is my first time hearing about it.
And this is the first time I've heard of you giving her money for college. I know you got a pay cut at work. I heard sales were low this year, so naturally they had to decrease the salaries of everyone in your department. That's why I thought you were having a hard time sending money home.
Huh? Where did you get that idea from? Did you hear that from Kathy?
That's right. She was very understanding of your situation and didn't want to burden you. That's why she was careful not to bother you with more money issues. You were both in a tight place, so I offered to pay part of her expenses myself. How come you didn't know that?
Okay, first off, my salary hasn't been cut. Secondly, I'm telling the truth. I swear I've been sending her money every month to help her pay for college.
So why did Kathy come to me for help? Are you saying that she's been lying to me?
That's not what I mean. I don't think she would lie about something as important as that. In fact, I believe that she's been having financial issues. I was worried about that from the beginning, actually. I did think it was strange that she took on so much part-time work.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Have you been the one sending money to her directly? Or is Monica in charge of that?
She is, but why? Hold on, do you suspect she's been dishonest about sending Kathy money?
Well, it's clear someone is lying. And that story about your pay getting cut? Kathy said Monica was the one who told her.
Are you serious? I can't believe she would do something like that. No, but wait, she has a soft spot for Kathy in particular. She absolutely adores the girl. Why would she withhold money from her?
I know you don't want to doubt her, but what else could have happened? Did the money just vanish into thin air? Kathy hasn't been receiving anything from you, and that's that. Your wife was the one responsible for transferring the money to Kathy. Who else do you think could be lying here?
I guess you have a point there.
This isn't the time to be wishy-washy. It's not an issue that can be swept under the rug. This is your daughter's livelihood at stake here. So don't back down, you hear me? You have to put your foot down on this. Make her explain where the heck all that money's been going.
I know. I have to set things straight. I don't doubt what you're saying, Mom. Thanks for letting me know about all of this, or else I wouldn't have realized there was a problem. For now, I'll reach out to Kathy for her side of the story. It's best to talk to her before throwing out accusations. After that, I'll look into what Monica's been doing.
Mark, have you seen my passbook anywhere? It's not at my desk where I usually put it. Did you take it with you or something?
Yeah, I have it with me.
Good. I'm glad it's with you. I couldn't find it anywhere, so I was afraid I lost it. But why did you take it without telling me? You could have asked if there was anything you needed from me.
I apologize for taking it without you. I had some business to attend to, that's all.
Business? Like what?
I just wanted to confirm something about your transactions these past few months. Monica, have you really been sending $800 to Kathy every month?
Huh? What's with you all of a sudden? Of course I've been sending it. Is this your idea of a joke? It's not that funny.
Okay, understood. Then let me ask you a different question. Why has it not been showing up in her bank account?
Oh, I think I get it now. Do you mean to say that this is what you were trying to confirm? So you took my bank book and looked at my transaction history without my consent?
This is for our joint account, so I don't need permission to take it. Besides, you forget that I'm the one asking the questions here. Don't try to skirt the issue. Are you sending money to your personal bank account? Or what? Just what the hell is going on here?
I'm not sure. Maybe there's some kind of mistake?
That's not possible. You have to know where you've been sending money to. This has been going on much longer than just these past few weeks. It's been months of you lying to me about these monthly deposits. You've taken everything I gave to my daughter until now, haven't you? I'm not blind to it anymore. Don't think that you can talk your way out of this.
So no matter what I say, it's useless, huh? I didn't think you'd catch on. Was it Kathy that told you? What did she say?
So that just proves what I've been suspecting. I still don't understand. Haven't you always been fond of Kathy? What reason could you have to do something like this to her?
It's true. I am fond of Kathy, and I did think of her as my own daughter. I've been married to you since she was only 10 years old, after all. It's no wonder I got attached to the kid. I've tried my best as her mother to raise her well. That's the plain truth.
Then why? What is going on with the missing money?
I realized something a few months ago. At the end of the day, she's someone else's child, not my flesh and blood.
What do you mean by that? Kathy loves you more than anything. Isn't she precious to you, too?
But she doesn't even live with us anymore. Even so, ever since she entered university, I've had to help her out financially. I've been spending my hard-earned money on her college expenses. Do you know how hard that is? Before that, I helped pay for private tutoring, textbooks, her test prep classes. I was expected to foot the bill on practically everything. Eventually, it went all the way to her college tuition.
Well, you're her mom, so isn't that natural? Putting a child through their education isn't cheap. And you only bothered to complain about this now?
Yeah, and after she entered university, you wanted to give her money each month on top of everything else I just said. It forced us to be penny pinchers, always fretting about expenses and thinking of corners to cut and making our hair go gray. Our standard of living took a nosedive once Kathy started attending college. So then I thought, this is a load of bull. Why do I have to put up with all of this for the sake of someone else's daughter?
Okay, I understand your motive for stealing Kathy's college funds now. So, what was it that you realized?
That I hate living like this. It's the worst. I accepted Kathy into my life while she was still a child, and that's all. I didn't ask for this. Do you understand everything I've had to put up with for the sake of your daughter now? Huh? Do you?
I do. And do you know why we've been saving our money? Because I'm not sure you understand what it means to sacrifice for the people you love anymore. Okay, sure. The reality is that there's not much leeway as before. But we're a married couple. As long as we live together, there is no obstacle we can't overcome.
That's what I'm saying. We have our own lives to worry about. It doesn't make sense to give so much money to Kathy, who's already a working adult. I have to settle for buying cheap lunches at the supermarket. Even when we needed a new car because the old one was so old, we had to worry about the cost. That's the most miserable thing I've ever heard.
If you're so stressed about that, couldn't you find a little work to do? You don't have to work full-time or anything. It's not like we're struggling that much. But wouldn't it make things easier if you picked up a part-time job?
No, I don't want to. I married you so I could be a stay-at-home mom. I'm not going to give that up. Why should I have to work like a dog for someone else's daughter?
All right, that's enough. You don't have to say anything else. You've made your point clear. I have an idea of how to proceed.
Okay, what is the supposed idea? Are you going to stop sending Kathy money?
No, I'm not. That was never in the cards to begin with. Since you don't want the life you're currently living, let's just get a divorce.
Why would you say that? I am your wife, and yet you think you can throw me away just like that? Have you even been listening to me at all? It'll be fine as long as you stop sending money to Kathy. Our financial troubles will be gone forever. So why not? We don't need to break up over this.
No, I can't do that. I'm sorry. But Kathy is the most important person in the world to me. She's my daughter. I can't tolerate someone who puts her through so much hardship. You've made her work constantly because she was lacking the financial support she needed. Speaking of that, I'm going to have you compensate us for everything you've spent under the pretense of sending it to Kathy.
Don't give me that. What is wrong with you? Why should I have to do all that? I was just trying to enjoy myself a little bit. You're the one who left the money to me in the first place. That's not on me.
I have done everything I could to provide for us three. If you were unhappy, you should have told me you disagreed with where the money was going from the start. Then we could have reached a compromise. But you didn't do that.
You really just say and do anything you want. I can't accept this. I won't.
Even if that was true, it would be too late to fix any of this. We should have talked about your grievances and met halfway before it got to this point.
That doesn't mean you need to take money from me. Who do you think you have to thank for being able to raise Kathy in the first place?
I really don't want to say this, but you give me no choice. Most of the money I've sent to Kathy and used for us to live on is my own. You're also unemployed, so you can only contribute what your parents have given you.
How dare you say that to me? You're the breadwinner, so I can take care of our home. What is so hard to get about that?
Of course, I know that I can make a living because you were supporting me along the way. That said, that money was for the family. By using it for your own purposes without my permission, you have turned your back on us. I can't be with someone who can't prioritize their loved ones over themselves. If you can't bring yourself to care about your family, then you shouldn't be a part of that family anymore. After that, I ended up divorcing Monica. Although I'm not going to get the full amount back, we agreed that the money that she had spent without my consent will be partially compensated. Naturally, that money will be going straight to Kathy's bank account, where it was supposed to be sent in the first place. I at least want to get her to a place where she doesn't have to work so much anymore. I could have also gone harsher on Monica, but she did raise my daughter like her own child for many years. She wasn't always taking advantage of us. Despite everything that's happened, Kathy still seems fond of her. Perhaps the situation isn't as simple as it seems to me. Still, I have to believe that as long as you love and cherish each other enough, a family can get through any kind of difficulty. I hope that one day Monica will remember her love for Kathy, so that one day we can meet again with smiles on our faces.